You're listening to Radio DubLi, the life-changing channel. Radio DubLi is on the air. I'm Steve Dahl, and it's time for another DubLi Prosperity Profile. We are speaking with Mr. Scott McKay out of Las Vegas, right, Scott?
Yes, Steve. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. What's going on in your wildlife?
Well, it's warm here in Vegas as usual, and it's also warm in the business world, too. Things are smoking and heating up with DubLi like no business I've ever seen.
Yep, it's really crazy. But before we talk about DubLi, just give me a quick background on yourself. What's your history in the business world?
Well, my history is I've been a wellness entrepreneur for my entire life. I sort of cut my teeth in the world of health, fitness, and wellness as a national-level competitive bodybuilder, and that was part of my childhood. And then I transitioned into the business world as a lifelong entrepreneur right out of college. And at this point in time, what we have in terms of conventional businesses is a company called Longevity Dynamics, which is a wellness-based multimedia company that focuses on developing internet marketing platforms for cutting-edge nutrition products.
What got you interested in DubLi?
Well, being the fact that it's a completely consumer-driven business model, and it also fits in with the current trends in internet e-commerce marketing, I found it compelling because if you look at the converging trends of the way people shop, the way they buy, the way they pursue business, in the sense that when you look at the Amazons, you look at the eBays, you look at the search engine capability of Google, and then you have the explosion of the social network, here comes along a company called DubLi that has aspects and elements of every one of those except combined into an amazing business idea.
I've never seen this unique of a combination of compensation benefits for the people getting involved in it. It's very cool.
It is. In fact, just the fact that you find a business model that is perfect for the consumer, perfect for the retailer, the merchant, and perfect for the marketer. I've never seen anything come full circle. There's usually one component missing. Here, this thing has teeth.
It has what?
I said it has all of its teeth.
It has a lot of teeth, no doubt about it. Okay, so let's cut to the bottom line and cut the BS. People listening to us on this little program right now are probably going, yeah, those guys are just full of hype. How do we convince them otherwise?
Well, from my personal perspective, when I'm talking to people that I know, they know that my business background is always modeled on the utmost integrity. That's one thing that isn't for sale. And because this is such a long-term viewpoint for myself, just the fact that I did my own due diligence made all the difference in the world. Secondly is the fact that the results are in. Now, this is the 30-day mark for me since I saw this. I've been successful in the network marketing industry. I've been around it for 18 years. I've generated revenue from one company for 18 years. All I can say is this. In the first 30 days, I've generated twice as much revenue in the first 30 days with DubLi than I've generated at the height of any company I've been with in my career. That is phenomenal.
Hey, I'm convinced. I think it's easy for us all to talk about how much money we can make, but really I think the most exciting thing for me in my participation, Scott, is that I want the freedom. I want to be able to get up in the morning and decide what I want to do, not my boss, not the mortgage company, not anybody. And that's what DubLi, I think, is bringing to the table.
That's true. In fact, there's one thing that money can't buy back, and that's time. That's one commodity. Once it's gone, it's gone.
There's a lot of folks sitting on the fence thinking, I'm just going to wait and see how this thing goes before I jump in. What advice would you have for them?
Well, I've always said in the past, when people see a good idea, they choose one or two things: go with their gut instinct or let fear take over. I've always said if your fear takes over, the only thing you can do is sit in the bushes and watch, but the parade will march. And that sounds somewhat cliche because in these types of businesses, people have heard it all. All I can say is get all the facts. Most people make decisions with very few facts, and if you just look at the business trends we mentioned earlier, I don't know how you can look at a 10-minute clip or even a webinar of this business model and say, I think I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. You're going to find a growing global e-commerce business that is going to go head-to-head with the likes of eBay, and that is a fact.
Scott McKay, Las Vegas, thank you so much for joining us on Radio DubLi. Get out there, sell something. You have a wonderful day.